Welcome to Gamer Ability. I'm your host Sixpenny, and in today's video I'm bringing you another tutorial for PGA Tour 2K21. I know in my last tutorial video I mentioned I was going to do a full tutorial for the TGCTOURS Master difficulty settings. So make sure you watch the full tutorial so you can learn how to improve your skills on TGCTOURS tournaments. At the end of this video, I will also do full hole tutorials, one with vibration turned on and the other with vibration turned off. Show your support by clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel. I also live stream this game on YouTube and Twitch, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have and help you improve your game. Stay tuned and enjoy. So as we move into the Master TGCTOURS difficulty tutorial, let's start by talking about the main changes that are in Master. So with Master difficulty, the main changes is that you're going to have less tempo forgiveness area, you're going to have a narrower swing plane, and the biggest one, there's going to be no more power bar. And if you're playing on the Platinum, Elite, and Kinetic tours on TGCTOURS, the wind meter does not show the miles per hour. So here, these are the TGCTOURS master settings here. Swing timing's on, swing difficulty master, distance control meter is off, distance control assist is off. You can see the putt preview. No, there's obviously no putt previews. Course yardage is on, no pro vision at all. Scout camera is UI off. Live grids and green grids you can have on, A markers on, and then there's the wind display meter only. So for this Master TGCTOURS tutorial, we're going to head to Cardinal Pines Golf Club, which this course will be hosting the Challenge Series tournament for next week, October 26th. So as we move in, the first thing that you're going to have to get used to on Master difficulty is judging power without the power bar. This can be very difficult, but I recommend you use the in-game vibration indicator and practice swings to help. So what you want to do, you want to get a feel for the vibration before the shot by either doing a full practice swing or by bringing the club back until the controller vibrates and then letting up without fully swinging forward. You'll see me do this in my live streams and my career mode. I do this almost every time. Now, I highly recommend that you play this game with a controller that has vibration turned on. But if you're not using a input device that has vibration, such as a mouse and keyboard, or you're using a controller that doesn't have vibrations, what you need to do to help with this is download my percentage shot Excel spreadsheet from gamerability.com and then go into the practice range and practice hitting different percentages of each club to work on your distance control. So I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet for you here so you can see it. Let's zoom in here. So the percentages in this game are not true percentages. So I went ahead and went to the practice range. Now keep in mind, this is only accurate for the club set that I use. So see in the description below my club set, and also click on the wind video part 1 in the description below. I'll show all the clubs that I use as well in that video. So as we look at this, if we're looking at, say I want to hit a drive about 279, we have about a 285-yard par 3. I know this isn't the case for this hole. We need to hit it 0.94%. So you would use this chart to figure out what distance you need to hit it, and we'll move that out of the way so we know we need to hit it 94%. So let me go back in here. Let me turn off vibration for a second. And this is what you need to do if you don't have vibration turned on. I know I want to hit this ball about 279. In order to do that, I'm going to go into a practice swing and I'm going to swing. So that swing, if I bring it back that far, is going to be at 89%. You saw on the right, it pops up the percent of the swing. Another thing you can do to help is hold down left trigger sometimes it's easier to see how far you're moving the club back from this view right here. So I was too short, 84%. I need to swing more. 91%, so that was perfect, but my tempo was wrong. So I would practice swing until I have a good feel. 89, not terrible. But if you see, so let's pull up that chart again. There's a big difference. So if we pull it up and we look at 91 or 94 is 79%. If I hit it 89, that's going to go 265. So it's a 14-yard difference. That's a big difference. So they're not true percentages. So then you would practice until you have it down, and then you would go to swing the actual shot. So I play with vibrations on. So I'm going to turn vibrations on. And then I'm going to move it back to a full swing. I'm going to do my practice swing. Feel for the vibration. Now, on shots like this, as soon as it vibrates, I swing. I try to go for 100% power or 101. Now keep in mind, if you overswing into 101 or 102, the forgiveness on the right side is going to be smaller. So, but I like overswinging. You're going to get a little more distance. So that's kind of how I tackle it. So I have the swing ready. I know where the vibration's at. I'm going to go ahead and swing, hit the shot, and we hit the fairway. Now as we move into the next shot here, on closing, so with wedges or irons closing in, no matter what, if I'm shooting to the green, the first thing I'm going to do is determine where I want to land the ball. So in this case, if I hit 107 into the wind, it's going to still probably be too far. So on the Elite, the Platinum Elite or Kinetic Tours, you're not going to have the miles per hour number in the top. But what you can do, you can go to my website, download my wind data sheets, and you can look at the wind categories. So we know it's less than 4 because 4 is this full here. So you'll just use these numbers to kind of gauge where it's at. This is probably 2 miles an hour, 3, not a lot of wind here on this shot. So first thing I want to do, I want to determine where I want to land the ball. So in this case, we're hitting into a downhill lie. I want to land it around 97. It'll probably roll out 3 to 5 yards once it hits. First, so if I want to land at 97 yards, first thing I need to take into account is elevation. So you're going to take the number of feet uphill or downhill, divide by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is going to give us 2. So I need to add 2 more yards because it's uphill. It's going to take 2 yards off the shot. Now the wind looks like around 3 miles an hour, which is probably going to add about 2 to 3 yards to the shot. So I need to take off 3 yards on the shot. So really 195 looks like a great club here. Next, I need to determine where I need to aim. The green's sloping to the left, so I need to aim a little bit to the right because it's going to roll to the left once it hits. So we have our spot. Next thing you want to do is hold down LB. Look at the lie angle. So that's a green lie angle. So we're using all my data sheets together. So the green data sheet, you're going to aim about 6 clicks to the right. We have a cross tailwinds that blowing from left to right, so I need to aim about 4 more clicks to the left. So we have our aim spot. But what we also need to keep in mind is the lie percentage in the top right. Even hitting in the fairway, you're going to have a lie percentage penalty. I counteract this by actually doing a 101% swing. I try to. So next, I'm going to go for the practice swing. Get a feel for the shot. That was perfect swing. Let's see if we can actually do that in the shot. The wind shifted a little bit, so I need to move a little bit more to the left because of it. Fast follow through, but I still think it's going to be, yeah, it's pretty nice. Needed to put a little bit more club into that. Now as you get to putting on Master without vibration is very difficult. you have to go to the practice facility and just practice hitting different swings. So hold down left trigger in the first place. Practice hitting different swings and see how far it goes. There's really no easy way to do it without, with the vibration on, you're going to feel for the vibration. As soon as the controller vibrates, I swing forward every time. So as soon as it vibrates, I swing forward. As soon as it vibrates, I swing forward. So that's how I gauge putting. Now, if you've watched my full tutorial series, you've already seen my putting method and how I approach putting. So the first thing you're going to do is look how far the putt is away and how many feet uphill or downhill is. So that's 2 inches downhill. I'm going to take 1.25 multiplier times 2. That's going to give us about 2.5. So I need to aim about 3 yards less because of it's a downhill putt. And then I'm going to assign a number to each grid area. So this is looking like a 3, 6, 9, 12, and then it's in the middle, so 14. Okay, so 14 clicks. I always do the eye test. Let's take a look. I think it's going to break just a little bit more. Let's do a practice swing. Now you can either do a full-fledged practice swing, or what I usually do is just bring the club back till I feel the vibration 2 or 3 times, and then I'll hit the putt. And we hit it. So that's how I approach a hole on master difficulty settings. So I wanted to talk about drawing and fading on master settings, and I've received some questions on if I use it, and honestly I rarely ever use drawing or fading in this game. I'll either, if I need to draw or fade, I'll go for a fast follow through to draw it or a slow follow through to fade it, instead of actually fooling with the shot shaping. The reason is when you start to move this, the penalty for me, if you mess up in the swing plane or tempo when you've already added draw or fade, it really changes the shot. Now what you can do though is you can use this to take off some of the wind's effect. So that's sometimes how I use it. If I have a straight left side wind, I'll put a little fade on it by moving it to the left to take a little bit off the little of the wind's effect off on the drive. But I very rarely ever use draw and fade. I think it's easier to go for a fast follow through, or just, there's some cases where you need to use it, but I try to avoid it as much as I can. Now as we move on to a pitch example here, so the game always defaults to a pitch when you're really within 20 to 60 yards. I like using the splash. I know splash shots are really intended for bunkers, but in this case, I would actually, a splash 40, I would need to do a percentage shot. So a splash 9-iron, it actually gets pretty good roll. So you're going to get 4 to 6 yards roll depending on the green firmness with a splash shot 9-iron. So you have a few options here. The options you can choose to do a 9-iron percentage shot to land at about 33. So you're going to feel for the vibration, and when it vibrates, you're going to start to move forward. Or the other option is to actually use the pitching wedge, go into shot shaping, move the left stick up, move the right stick up to get a little more distance out of the club. You're going to get more row, you're going to get more distance, and if you go for a fast follow through, you're going to probably carry around 33, 34 yards. So that's what I'm going to do in this example. So let's practice swing. Okay, 101, that might be too far, we'll see. And look at the row. So we landed 30, but we rode out about 8 yards. So that's what you can do with that shot. You can choose to either hit the 9-iron splash, do a percentage shot or do the shot shaping method that I just did. Another option would have been to hit a flop shot, but I try to avoid flop shots at all costs. I think flop shots are one of the hardest shots and the easiest to mess up on. Now for these next two holes, I'm going to be playing the first hole with vibrations on master settings, and the second one I'm going to be playing with vibrations turned off to show you how I would approach. Now keep in mind, I always play with vibration turned on. I think the game is much more enjoyable with vibrations turned on. And keep all the other players on the big players, most people have vibration turned on. So as we move into the tee shot, first I would look where I need to aim. So the fairway sloping from right to left, so I know if I hit it anywhere to the right here, it's going to bounce down. So this is an example. I talked about not using draw and fade. This would be an example where you could utilize a little bit of fade. So I'm going to move the shot shaping a little bit to the left here, aim a little bit kind of in the middle of the fairway here. Do your practice swing, feel for the shot. Not bad, not great though. That's better. Now I'm ready for the shot. I'm going to take the shot. And I did a fast follow through, but the fade that we put on the ball is going to help, but we still landed in the rough. So when you land in the rough, you need to determine the lie percentage effect on the club. So in this case, if I hit say I hit a pitching wedge, so my lie range at the top right is between 83% and 90%. It could be anywhere in between. So I'm going to choose the number in the middle, around the number, so around it. I'm going to choose 0.87, multiply that by 116, which is the carry distance of the pitching wedge. That gives me around 100 yards. So if I hit this club, it could land around 100 yards here. But it also could land more if we get the 89%, and it could land less if I get the 83%. So I still think that's a good club. The wind is going to add a few extra yards as well in case we do get the lower percent of the range. Because I really want to land this. I want to land it around 195. I mean, not 195. We'd be way over the green. 95 yards, 94 yards. So with the elevation change, let's take 11 divided by 3. We need to add about 4 yards to it, and 198. So really, if I hit the full club, I'm going to be very close. I may need to take a 1% off the shot here. Next thing I'm going to take, so we already compensated for lie percentage effect. We already compensated for the wind distance. We need to compensate for lie angle. So we have a yellow, orange lie angle. I need to aim about 10 clicks to the right. And then the wind is going to affect it a little bit. Looks like 3 to 4 miles per hour. Let's add about 5 clicks to the right. So make sure, if you haven't watched all my other tutorials, watch those tutorials before watching this video so you can understand all the mechanics. Now I'm going to go into a practice swing. 98% is not bad. Too slow. There we go. I'm going to feel for the vibration. So it's like a split. On PC, it's like a split second after the vibration you want to swing. On Xbox and PS4, well, on Xbox, I can't attest to PS4, but on Xbox, you have to swing right when it vibrates because there's a little latency there. Hit the shot. I did a fast follow through, which still might end up pretty well. So I ended 190. I landed 96. Very good shot. So that's exactly what we wanted. Now let's approach the green. So it's on a level putt like this. I like to aim about 1 or 2 feet further to make sure I get there. Let's look at the break though. First one's playing about a 3, 6, 9, 12. It's in the middle. I'm going to add one more, so 13. Similar to the break we had earlier. Then do the eye test always. I think it's going to break a little bit more. So I'm going to do a practice swing, or not practice, I'm going to feel for when the controller vibrates. And we made it. A good birdie. So now the next hole, I'm going to turn off controller vibration. So we have a par 3 here. And use the method without, or if you're using a mouse. I mean, this game, for me, is way too challenging for a mouse. But I know there's some players that are really good on the mouse. So first, let's determine where we need to hit it. We're going to get a lot of roll. Even though we're hitting to a small uphill in this area, we're still going to get quite a bit of roll here. Probably close to 10 yards without a lot of shot shaping. So in this case, what I would need to do, I think I need to land it about 167 around this area. So the elevation 2 inches, I don't really need to account for that. The wind is about 3 miles per hour. It's going to add about 2 to 3 extra yards. So I need to take a few yards off. So really I need to hit this club 165. And I need to aim a little bit to the right because the green's sloping to the left. And then the wind, since it's cross tailwind from right to left, I need to aim about 3 clicks to the right. So as we take a look at this, there's a few options you have. You can do the percentage shot. You can pull up the percentage chart. And we can look at the 5-iron. 165 is about a 95% swing. So we could swing 95%. We can go into our practice swing. Feel to where we think we're at 90. So that was 90. We need to more than that. 93, a little bit more. 95, so that was perfect. That's one option. The other option you can do is go into shot shaping. Go to the 170 full swing. Move the left stick down. So if you watch my shot shaping, I talk about this. Move the left stick down to where it's just at the edge of the dark there. Right stick down to match it. And that's going to take off about 5 to 7 yards on it. It's going to be in between the 5 and 6 iron. So that's one way you can do it. Or you can, and you'll do a full shot in this case. I want to do a percentage shot because I want to show you kind of how the percentage shot would work in this situation, even though in the actual round I would do the normal. I would do the shot shaping method. So let's go to 165 here. Aim a little bit to the right. The wind is actually going to add a few more yards, so I need to I'm going to add spin to it. I don't want it to roll out as much. So practice swing 95%. Okay, that's perfect. We don't want a fast follow through though. 92, that's too short. 90, you can start to see how hard it is without vibration. 95. Okay, so let's try it. .94, but we did a fast follow through, so it's really going to kick the ball to the left. But really, look at the distance, look at the shot. Very good shot decision. The problem was the fast follow through that really kicked our ball to the left. Now this is when we get to the most difficult part without vibration on. The reason is, without you going into the practice range and learning the distances, you're not going to know how far you need to bring it back. Unless you just go by your instincts, you played the game a lot. So, and I'll tell you, I don't play without vibrations very much. But in this case, what I would do, I would still approach the putt the same way. I need to try to aim around 4 feet further, around 28 to get there. I'm going to assign each number a grid line. So the first one looks about like a 6. The second one a 4, so that's 10. Then we got an 8, that's 18. A 4, that's 22. A 4, that's 26. A 4, that's 30. 4, 34. 4, 38. And about 2 more, so 40. Let's go back to, so I need to aim about 40 clicks to the left. Okay, then I'm going to do the eye test. Get a feel for it. And I'm going to do a practice swing. I'm going to hold down left trigger because you want to hold down left trigger to see how far you're pulling the club back. I know I need to hit it further than that. You don't have the advantage on the right of actually getting feedback on the percentage. So this is all by feel and practice. I think I need to move it back further than the grid line. I'm going to go right past the shadow, right past the golfer's foot here, and then swing forward. Because if we think about it, 175, that'd be 175 feet. If I go halfway, that's going to be in between. And then if I go, I need to go 28 divided by 175. I need to do about a 16% of a swing around that. So 20%. So if we go 20, 40, 60, 100. 20, 40, 60, 100. I need to swing about right at the shadow. So let's test it out. Not bad. Still hit it too hard, but not bad. So then we would go to this shot. Need to aim about a 7, 4, 8, 12. This is why I don't recommend playing without vibration, because it's so difficult. So I've hit short putts a lot, so it might be a little bit easier on these short putts. I don't need to bring it back very far because it's downhill. And we made that one. So we still parred the hole without vibration. So now you know how I approach each aspect of the game. How on master settings. You've learned how I judge and practice with vibration on and with vibration off. You've learned how I putt by using the vibration indicator. How I don't really use the draw and fade shot shaping mechanic very much unless I'm trying to take just a little bit of the wind off. But even in those cases, I'm just going to very lightly move it to the left or to the right. So left to fade, right to draw. And then how you can use, if you watch my shot shaping videos, you already know how you can use shot shaping to take distance off the club without doing a true percentage shot. The main thing is on master settings. Watch my practice routine video. Go through that practice routine every day, multiple times per day. That's how you're going to get better. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. Now, if anybody has any questions about anything, in the comment sections, let me know below. No matter the shot in the game, whether it's pitching, splash, flopping, approach shots, long iron shots, wedges into the green, determine where you need to land it. Take into account the lie percentage, take into account the elevation, the wind effect, take into account the ball lie angle with regards to aiming left and right, and the wind in regards to aiming left and right. Put all that information together, practice the shot, and then hit the shot, and that's how you're going to be better on master settings. You can still use the same approach. All the videos I've posted, I use my same systematic approach in all of my rounds. You'll get to where, if you watch me play, I had the numbers down to where I really don't have to use the data as much because I have a lot of the numbers memorized. I know the mechanics of the game. You're going to get there. Practice, 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 and the main thing, have fun. This game's meant to be fun. Golf is challenging, yes, but it's also a fun game. So have fun out there. Don't get frustrated. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. If you want me to do more full hole tutorials like this, where I play with master settings, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the support. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and keep coming back for more content like this and to improve your gamer ability.